What is the most powerful image in Battlefield history? I would almost guarantee you're not going to guess what I think it is. This is it, right here. Okay, I am being a little sarcastic, but this image right here did single-handedly, oh my god, no pun intended, completely destroy any hopes for Battlefield 5 of ever being successful. And now before you think I'm just going to tear BF5 a new one, this video isn't meant to hate on Battlefield 5, but I am going to talk about how being out of touch with your fan base can completely ruin a title. Which I'm now realizing is a relevant discussion considering what's going on with Battlefield 6, but I'm not going to talk much about Battlefield 6 in this video. Number one, because I kinda just don't care about Battlefield 6. And two, because it seems that not many other people do either. Now, as it stands today, Battlefield 5 is actually a pretty good Battlefield title. Overall, it still feels like the classic Battlefield feeling that we're used to. Things are relatively balanced to the best of my knowledge. I don't play it very often, but when I do, the only real thing that pisses me off is getting bombed by a plane over and over, which happens in this video a lot. But take a second here and maybe close your eyes and tell me what images come to your mind when I say these words. World War II combat. It probably looks a little something like this. So how do you think the Battlefield fanbase, and literally anyone that has any knowledge of World War II and was excited for a World War II game to come out, felt when we saw this? We got some Horizon Zero Dawn and Senua's Sacrifice hybrid main character for a World War II game. And now, I don't want to get political here, but I typically am a little bit more of a progressive person. I don't mind some inclusion and stuff, as long as the voice acting doesn't suck, looking at you Battlefield 6. But the amount of brain power that went into deciding we're just gonna rewrite World War II history. Like, someone legit sat around a table with a lot of people and was like, what if the main character was an amputee woman with blue eye paint and a claw for a hand? And everybody thought that was a good idea. And like I said, not even to be political, like, I don't think there was hardly anybody that was happy that we were going to ruin the immersion of a World War II game just by rewriting history and having women main protagonists. I'm not against women protagonists, but when it comes to World War II, come on, man. Now, there were some women combatants in World War II, specifically mostly in the Soviet Union, I believe. And from what I've read, this woman in the trailer is just the main subject in one of the war stories in the game, like the same way that Battlefield 1 did its campaign. So I think as a war story, that's a really cool idea to include a woman combatant and how she got involved in actual combat in World War II, which was not very common at the time. But putting it front and center directly at the beginning of the trailer was just a little bit too on the nose, even in my opinion. And then on top of that, whenever the players complained, Patrick Soderlund turned around and said, get over it or don't buy it. And that seems to be kind of what happened. People just didn't buy it. Now, I think where the game started getting some momentum is whenever people actually saw gameplay, as the game was improved and more content got released, and let's be honest, as the game went on massive sales. At that point, you're like, for $5 or $10, I'll try it out. And once you play it, you're like, yeah, it's actually a pretty good game. But unfortunately, that didn't start happening until the slow release cycle of the Tides of War system had already disappointed a lot of players, and they failed to generate any interest in the game for over a year, essentially just deciding, yeah, we need to just let this ship sink or it's going to cost us a lot of money. And now the last thing I'd like to say before I just get into some gameplay here and I shut up about history that most of you probably already know about. The reason I don't talk about Battlefield 5 very much is essentially just because in my eyes it was overshadowed by Battlefield 1. I think releasing a World War II title directly after a smash hit World War I title was just not a great idea. Because in Battlefield, we always get our modern game and then we get that weird one in between, and then it goes back to modern. And we've grown to expect that. Like, if you ask the average Battlefield player, what's your favorite title in the series? The only one that people might say that isn't modern is Battlefield 1. And it was the first time in the modern era, because I know a lot of people like 2142, but I don't know much about that game, that the off-cycle title garnered more attention than the modern titles typically did. But after 2 years of playing Battlefield 1, I personally think releasing a World War II game in the first place was not a great idea and was likely not going to generate a ton of interest unless they just completely smashed the feeling of the game. So I think essentially when people already were like, not super excited for another World War game, even though it could be good. But then the first image they see of the game is this and this. It kind of just killed any excitement that people might have. And ultimately, yeah, the game ended up not getting a lot of content. It didn't really do anything special compared to any other Battlefield games, except for maybe the V1 rocket. That was pretty sick. I didn't really like the quote-unquote attachment system, and they introduced a more complex like skin system where you can skin each attachment. Didn't really mind that, but it was kind of just one of the early signs that Battlefield was starting to trend in this live service, skin-based, small amount of content release cycle type shit. So yeah, for those of you that wonder why I don't talk about Battlefield 5 more, it's just because it wasn't really special to me. It's a good game and I keep it installed. But yeah, today we're talking about it, and now I'm just gonna get into some gameplay. Well, I know I do not talk about Battlefield 5 very much, and some of you have called me out for it at some points. I just think it was kind of an insignificant release, and on top of that, the launch was really not memorable, as I should have just talked about in the video by now. Also, forgive me if I'm garbage. I've been playing a lot of like Rocket League and non-shooters lately, so except for CS. For some reason, I decided I wanted to be miserable again. Quick thank you to everyone for sticking around, by the way. I know uploads have been inconsistent. But yeah, I just finished up, and I've got this week off and next week at the least, working on getting financial aid figured out. I haven't played this in quite a while either. I don't know if... Oh, shit. They always talk about Battlefields usually suck when they come out, and then they fix them. I think this is the last one that kind of fixed itself, but unfortunately... Oh, he's already dead. Holy, how did I not die there? Okay. They didn't get it fixed soon enough, and... But I think a lot of people didn't even try the game until it was dead in the water. They announced they were doing no further updates. And that was after the update that really made the game feel like it had enough diversity. They brought back Wake Island. I believe you guys have told me that's a Battlefield 2 map. Ton of fun. It's my favorite map in this game. Yeah, man. Damn. Damn, man. They're all over the place. Yeah, this game is always a little bit of a bummer to play for me. Not because it sucks. Like, I enjoy playing it. But to me, Battlefield 5 kind of feels like the end of Battlefield as we knew it. Because obviously we got 2042 after that, and I don't care how much they improve that game still sucks ass. Okay, can't go through nets. Yeah, stylistically and just like the way that the game feels, that DNA is gone after this game, and that's largely because after Battlefield 5 is when we had the mass exodus of all those original devs that had been working on Battlefield since its inception. But yeah, now I feel like I'm just going to end up repeating a lot of the things I said in the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to play now. I'm just going to play and show this game some love, because I know a lot of you have wanted me to do this for a while. Oh shit. What? Wow, all the way through the thing. That's some desync. Did we trade? We did. Yeah, it's also when they started playing with the post-game animations, which I hate. I've hated them since I first saw them in Black Ops 3. I like this map. This is a good one. It's still pretty flat, but there's trenches all over the place. Makes the map still flow pretty well. It also makes it a really fun sniping map, because it's like whack-a-mole. Like, you never know when someone's going to come out of a trench. Why am I stuttering, bro? 1 damage. I feel like if they just would have dove into the grittier feel of World War II a lot more than they did, this game would have really popped off. There were also a lot of new Battlefield fans after Battlefield 1. Like, that's still a lot of people's favorite Battlefield game.
Side tank, side tank.
And I'm dead. The pings look like... Oh yeah, pings are all over the place. And there aren't many players left. Also, I just upped my FOV by 10, so you might notice a little bit of a change. Oh no. Take that.
Congratulations on the promotion, sir.
Wait, did I just get promoted? I did. Ah.
Take this.
Ah! There we go.
Our forces now control objective Charlie.
I don't know what they're doing. I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and every once in a while I realize that I do have a slight redneck twang. Only in certain situations, it seems. I've got to gloat just a little bit because I've been saying Battlefield 6 sucks since maybe like 40 hours into the game, maybe 30 even. And obviously I've said it a lot in videos. I know a lot of you guys that come back to watch me agree, but it's finally becoming a widespread opinion that the game generally just kind of sucks. I said that I think there'll be a small surge in players that are just curious, and then it'll die off again, and they might lose even more players because of the disappointment and the lack of content after this many months. And I'm actually going to tab out after I kill this guy. But I'm actually going to tab out real quick and see what player count is at, because I know it's not doing well. Yeah, so they've lost what they gained from the update, because I think they were at 90k. So yeah, I think this hump right here, Season 2, Curiosity, and now we're starting to go back down to where I thought we would. So currently, as I'm playing Battlefield 5, Battlefield 6 is at its lowest player count since launch. It's at 42,000.
No longer control objective Charlie.
What are you doing? You didn't see me here, bro? I'm gonna melee someone.
Objective Able is no longer under our control.
Aww. This over here is my favorite part of the map. I haven't been over there because we had those, but now I'll go show you. And I have a guy talking. That doesn't happen very often.
Nossa, tá tão lagado que não aparece nem tu jogando o negócio de vida pra mim.
Well, I can't understand him though. Look how big this is, man. This is how big I thought Contaminated was gonna be. In Contaminated though, you wouldn't actually be able to go up in that mountain. Nope, not today, bitch.
Keep yourself upright with this.
Got you, fam. Come with me now. I helped you, you helped me.
Here, keep this handy. Thank you. Dodge this.
Yeah, this is my favorite area. Whenever this gets all chaotic, I love all these tunnels.
Have control of objective Able.
Good little infantry area. And of course, you got these big boys.
Charlie has been secured.
Also a cool view. Oh, shit. He's asking me for help. I just realized. Don't worry, bro.
I got you.
Hostiles are attacking an
Maybe die.
All right, let's see if we get Wake Island next. All right, Wake Island, baby. This map is great. Damn it. The hell? There we go. Jeez. Oh my god. Homie, do you want to shoot him with me? Oh my god. Yeah, I played this yesterday just to refamiliarize myself before I started recording. And it went a lot better than this, but I think it's because there are more people online that are actually decent. Yeah, the lobby just kind of sucks today, man. I hear steps. Yep. He's 23-0. And the one time I hopped in an AA, he immediately was on my ass. Let's see if I can get him with the gun. Nope, he got us in this too. Gentlemen. Bro, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Well guys, this lobby is actually god awful. I'm trying to get literally anything going, and okay, so 95% of the team is on Charlie. We got one guy on B and two guys on, well, one guy on F now. The only smart thing is this guy's using this attack boat, or this little boat as a spawn point. Oh, forgot about that. That's one of the coolest things in the game, and somehow I forgot about it. We actually could lose this now. Holy shit, we're gonna lose. Wow. Incredible. And I would play a little bit more, but as you can see, I've got, yeah, even with that selected, there's only one lobby available, and it's a really shit lobby. Let me know what you would think about me streaming some other game here soon. I could do an old Battlefield. So yeah, thanks guys for sticking around. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.